my heart. Well, it's 3 in the morning, I can't sleep again. And here comes the lonely weekend. Oh, pretty baby now, here comes the lonely weekend. Oh, yeah.
Hey everyone, Scott Grossberg of ThinkingMagically.com, and it's time for us to spend yet another magic moment together on the Hey Z Radio Network. One of the fastest ways of achieving a goal is to think of yourself as a rocket through life, a laser-guided missile that is aggressively and with singular purpose moving towards a desired outcome. But consider this. Life is not always about getting to your goal as fast and as powerfully as possible. Sometimes it's actually preferable to fly like a plane so that you have more options and flexibility. My challenge for you this week is to keep the flight path to your dreams filled with options. Learn to choose the best time to be a rocket ship and the best time to act like a jet plane. You can do that by taking some of these action steps. First, assess the wings you have available. Make a written list of the tools and people and concepts you have available to you and that will keep you aloft during your flight. If you come across something or someone that is not going to support you, you might consider a more empowering and sustaining replacement. Second, change your flight path when necessary. The trajectory of a rocket is usually single-minded. However, many times your life trajectory is not so simple. You don't just have rocket fuel, you have wings too. Be prepared to adjust your course to go around, fly above, or wing through barriers, complications, and disadvantages. And finally, choose to enjoy your flight. This all starts with understanding that you yourself have chosen the flight path you are on and the wings you are using. You have all the power you need to act like a rocket or soar like a plane. Your own motivation and desire are the thrust to lift you off the ground. While it may seem that getting there like a rocket is the more desirable strategy, it just may be that flying like a jet plane will ultimately bring you the most enjoyment and make you a winner. All you need are the right wings. I look forward to spending more magic moments with you next week. Until then, feel free to contact me through my website, thinkingmagically.com, Facebook, Google+, or LinkedIn, and I will respond personally to your posts.
Whatever your worldview is, there's always the broader view with Hey Z and Belle Salisbury. Let's get back to the show.
And we are back with Belle Salisbury and our extra special guest, Bo Walton, calling in from the UK. Bo, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, they just, while we were bumped off of air so rudely by our internet connection, they were listening to your new single that is going to be released. There we go again. Okay, tell them what the song is, when it's going to be released, and we are going to be so excited.
Music.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. It's a song called Lonely Weekend. It's a song written by myself and a guy called Ronnie Costley, produced by John David. It's due for release on the 28th of Feb on our new label, Jump Jack Records. It'll be released for download on iTunes, Amazon Play, and all the usual suspects. But there is a CD, a promo CD available from my website, bowaltonmusic.com at the moment. So if you want a physical CD copy, get online, click in the basket, and check out, and we'll get a CD to you in the post as soon as. So there you go.
Ooh-hoo.
All the links you could possibly want.
Everything on your website is there.
It's all there, yeah. bowaltonmusic.com or myspace.com/bowaltonmusic or facebook.com/bow.walton.singer.songwriter. We're all over the place.
You're everywhere.
Ubiquitous.
Now, something too with you that I think is really cool is that music runs in your family. It isn't just you.
No. Absolutely. I grew up listening to music when I was a kid. My dad was in bands, and it was a great sort of abnormal upbringing, if you like. Anybody that's grown up in a family where there's music in the family and they have a parent that plays, anybody that can relate to me telling the story that you're lying in bed at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the evening on a school night and you've got a band rehearsing in your lounge or in your kitchen or in your utility room. It's just such a cool thing, I mean, I'd lie in bed listening to Crystal Chandeliers or Gypsy Woman or all manner of different sort of songs that I wouldn't normally have listened to, I guess, if my dad wasn't in bands. So yeah, my dad Ron was very much a big part of my, and still is a very big part of my musical heritage, if you like. And in fact, wrote the first single from the last album's "Too Much." He wrote that with me. So it's really cool to be able to do that and actually sort of put something out in the public domain that you've actually created with somebody that's so important to your musical background, if you like.
Isn't that
so yeah,
great?
It's a really cool thing to be.
I mean, I grew up with that too. Now, we grew up in the theater, so it's almost the same thing. So, you all of a sudden in the middle of the night, your parents are waking you up to do a jam session somewhere.
It's brilliant, yeah.
Or, I mean, midnight snacks. I mean, I always love to tell the story that the band The Trashmen from the 60s grew up a block away from me. So we heard them rehearsing Wipeout.
Oh, cool.
And really what Wipeout was a jam session. That's it. It was never meant to be released. It was just them all hanging out in the garage together playing music.
No, it's the coolest thing. It's that whole sort of, it's organic. It's, like you say, I mean, with theatre, I mean, it's the case that you'd be taken to a theatre to see a show that you'd never even dreamed of seeing before. Whereas the same with me, it's going to a pub in town, sort of at the age of 14, 15. It's sort of underage to be in a pub, but not there for drinking, just there to watch, your dad rocking out in a rock band, or, it's just brilliant. It's a sort of thing that, it's a sort of thing that really sculpts a future, I think, and it's it's a very important time at sort of very important stage in your life.
We always called it the gypsy life because we never knew where we were going to be or what we were going to be doing. Or who we were going to be doing it with.
It's very true, I think.
Yeah.
So I lost you there. There was a bit of
I know we're getting this bump. And I was just saying that we never knew where we were going to go or who we were going to be doing it with because there was always this eclectic group of people that were coming into and out of our lives. But each one of us had something to teach us or just had a lifestyle that we would never have been able to imagine.
Yeah, no,
I mean, how lucky.
It's a brilliant thing. And as I said, I mean, for me, it wasn't ever loud downstairs. The guys weren't just sort of poking at rock and roll music till the wee small hours. It'd be sort of nice and reserved, but at the same time, it was a great sort of gateway, if you like, to the songs that I wouldn't have heard before. So yeah, it was a very cool time for me, and I'm sure the same for you, and fond memories.
Yeah. Now, did you always want to be a singer-songwriter, or is this something that came to you saying, I'm going to give up whatever career I'm going into and concentrate on my music?
I always knew that I was going to be a singer. I didn't know to what sort of extent. I didn't know if I was ever going to be popular or if it was ever going to work for me. I always knew from an early age that what I was going to do was sing, whether it be my full-time job or whether it just be just hanging around with friends. That's something that I always knew from an early age. It's something I could always do, and without sort of without blowing my own trumpet, it's something that I was always good at, and it's something that I believe if you've got a talent, it's almost your right to share it with the world, and somehow. And I think it's a shame if people don't. I mean, if you're good at artwork, then and you're a great painter or a great artist, then people deserve to see your work. And I think it's the same with every aspect of the arts. It's great to share it with people. So I knew that I was going to be a singer from a very early age, and I'm still striving to do it as a career, and I'll never stop. No matter what, I'll always work at making it a success for myself.
And somebody asked in the chat room if you play guitar.
I do play guitar, yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, again, it's something that I picked up. I've never had a professional lesson in my life. My dad's always played guitar, so I got him to teach me the basic chords when I was sort of 12 or 13. My folks bought me my first guitar when I was, I think, in the second year at school, so about 13 years of age. And I sort of learnt songs like Teenager in Love and Donna and La Bamba and Jailhouse Rock and all the sort of obvious choice songs. But to me, it's a great way of, as I wanted to be a singer, I never wanted to be a guitarist or a songwriter in any way, sort of in any sense. But to me, to sing and accompany myself on a guitar, that was a great way for me to get my singing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Who inspires you for music?
Today, I think anybody that's actually doing it and making a difference. I love people like JD McPherson, who he's gone really big over here. I don't know how big he is in the States right now, but I mean he's a rock and roll singer that's again worked very, very hard at his craft, and he's worked It's hard to sort of to put across to people how much work and time it takes to form your own label, to write your own material, promote it all yourself. And I think anybody that's doing that off their own back and not relying on big major labels, people that are just actually striving to do it for themselves, I think is an inspiration to me. And JD McPherson certainly today is one of those guys that's doing that, and people are buying his records, and he's, as I said, he's going really big over here at the moment. And every time he comes over, he's an American guy, but every time he comes over, his shows are selling out. And that to me is what I want to be doing. So, that's quite an inspiration in itself. Absolutely.
Now, another question. Did you watch the Grammys last night?
No, I didn't. I was actually watching the BAFTAs last night, so I was watching the. But yeah, no, that was the Grammys again for me. I thought if I have 2 nights, 2:00 morning shows or whatever to watch or to take part in, I'd never last a week.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm getting too old for this, AZ.
I love it. Okay, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and play another one of your tracks, because I really do want to get your music out there. So we're going to go ahead and play Too Much, the one that he had talked about before. So here is Bo Walton with Too Much. We'll be right back on the Hazy Radio Network.
I told her straight last night, don't want to settle down. She couldn't understand why I'm leaving town. She talked a real good fight, but didn't change my mind. 'Cause I'm really gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this time. 'Cause I can see it all, my name in lights. I'm just a country boy, but I'm a star tonight. The crowd goes wild, they're really lapping it up. Wouldn't that be something? Woo, it's too much. That's why I'm leaving. That's the way it's gotta be. Can't help believing there's something out there for me. Well, I didn't want to make it blue. It's just something I gotta do. And boy, if it all came true, it's too much. I can't stop myself. I'll be a fool to try. I gotta chase that dream. Can't let it die. I gotta go now. It's tough to leave her. It's rough, but I want this crazy dream. Much too much, too much, too much, too much. Well, I didn't want to make her blue. It's just something I gotta do. And boy, if it all came true, it's too much. Woo! I gotta take my chance. I gotta roll the dice. And if it don't work out, I'm gonna pay the price. But if I get the praise from Lady Luck, I'll steal the show, yeah. Woo! It's too much.